So when people say, watch the ball, well, it's very non-specific because there are actually three different skills that go into seeing a moving object. Keep your eye on the ball is actually a poor thing to say because that tends to cause people to want to focus on the ball for too long. And then what happens is you get saccadic motion of your eyes, and then you lose sight of it. And then that's when wide receivers drop easy passes. That's when volleyers in tennis miss easy volleys because they thought they had it lined up and now it's in the net and they think something's wrong with them. I mean, I can relate to that feeling that you probably have also, that there was something that you dropped or you didn't hit right or what have you. And you thought for all the world you were really looking at it. And then when it didn't happen, then you thought something was wrong. And so here are the two things that you need to know, right? When you go to the WHERE system in green, WHERE processes in your brain much faster. But then you also have the WHAT system. When you're looking at where is the ball, where is my opponent, where is that move that they're making coming from? Those are three different things, but they're, I can't think of an example for every single sport at this moment. But determining where it's coming from is more important than trying to figure out what is it. So like, for instance, in baseball, if you're trying to guess whether it's a curveball or a fastball, then your brain does more things and then you're not able to actually see it really well. Because this, like we said at the beginning, that quote was, watch the ball, keep your eye on the ball, said every coach and parent ever. Now, here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to be that smart alecky kid who the coach says, watch the ball. And then you snap back with, well, we had this, expert on eyes and he said that we should do this, right? Because no, very few coaches really want to hear that in the middle of practice and have this big contradiction going on. So here's what you can do. They say, watch the ball. And then you can ask them this question: which time and place is best for me to do that? And if they say all the time, then you can come back to when is the best time. And so hopefully your coach is able to say things like, see it come from their hand, their foot, if you're playing soccer. I mean, if you bring your attention to the soccer ball coming off of the foot of your teammate or opponent, you're going to have a big advantage. You can add racket or stick to that, because what happens at that moment, your brain collects an awful lot of information at that moment if you're paying attention to it. That's the ideal time and place to see most things that are happening. Because you're looking at the where is it coming from, then that goes through the faster processing. Next, I want to bring your attention to the two red arrows, all right? Because you have information that comes in through the blue and then it goes through a part of your brain, and then it can either, the information can either go to the lower arrow or it can go to the higher one, right? And so if you do the lower one, the data goes to your amygdala. The amygdala does a quick assessment and it blocks slow thinking, right? And we have another slide that's going to show that amazingly well. So now here's a different visual representation of what's happening. And I'm not going to read all these words. You can do that later if you want to, if you're really that interested. But what we're talking about is the dorsal pathway, because it detects motion far better than the other pathway. The ventral pathway is the what. And so dorsal, fast, ventral, slow. So this was fun because I found this one and then I used my pencil to draw some little circles there. So up above, you see I drew a circle around A and then another one around B, and then I drew a blue line between them. And so these are flow charts of what happens in your brain. Which one would you rather use? Which one looks faster to you? These are processes that happen in your brain when you're simply looking, where is it coming from, all of that stuff. What's the origin and where do I want to go from here? Then you're going to use that upper thing, and that is a much easier timeline to try to assimilate.